Welcome to our presentation on the states and types of matter. Matter is divided into three main states. The first is solid, and it's when the atoms are arranged in an organized and tight pattern that doesn't move very much. It is also the phase matter takes when it's in its coolest state, and it does not take the shape of the container. The second is liquid, and this is when atoms are loosely arranged and move around. Liquid is not arranged in an organized pattern and will take the shape of the container it's in. And finally, gas is when the atoms are spread far apart and move around a lot. A gas will take complete shape of the container it's in and is the hottest form. Liquids and gases are also collectively called fluids. Next, we'll be talking about the processes that atoms can use to change between the phases. So we have our three: solid, gas, and liquid. A solid can turn into a liquid using a process called melting, and a liquid can turn into a solid using a process called freezing. A liquid can turn into a gas using a process called evaporation, and a gas can turn into a liquid using a process called condensation. A solid can turn into a gas using a process called sublimation, and a gas can turn into a solid using a process called deposition. Liquids, gases, and solids are all states of matter. Matter also has other classifications and can be divided into types such as elements, compounds, and mixtures. It is into these three categories that matter of any state or kind can fit into. Mixtures can be further divided into heterogeneous or homogeneous. Heterogeneous mixtures consist of visibly different substances or phases, whereas homogeneous mixtures has the same uniform appearance and composition throughout. An element is when all the atoms in matter are the same, meaning they all have the same atomic number and can be found on the periodic table of elements. For example, hydrogen, or H, has the atomic number of 1, so the chemical formulas H1, H8, or H2 are all elements because they consist of only one type of atom, regardless of how many there are. The same goes for iron, or Fe. A compound is when different types of atoms are bonded together to form matter. Atoms can be bonded using ionic, covalent, or metallic bonds. The chemical formula for a compound is written using the letters of the atoms the compound contains placed together. For example, the compound hydroxide is written OH because it contains hydrogen and oxygen bonded together. Other examples of compounds are acetate, which has carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and is written C2H3O2, or hydrochloric acid, and is written with HCl, or ammonium, written NH4. Another type of matter is a mixture. A mixture is when different types of atoms are mixed together, but not chemically bonded together. For example, a metal alloy brass is a mixture because it combines copper, or Cu, and zinc, or Zn. When writing the chemical formula for a mixture, you write the atoms that make up the mixture, but put an addition sign between to show that they are not bonded and show that it isn't a compound. Another example of a mixture is bronze, which is made up of copper, or Cu, and tin, or Sn. When writing a mixture, you must use addition sign that is spoken as an and. As mentioned before, a mixture can be classified as homogeneous or heterogeneous. Heterogeneous refers to a mixture that isn't the same all the way through, meaning there are noticeable different parts to it. For example, concrete is a heterogeneous mixture because small pebbles and grains can be noticed and isn't the same. Orange juice with pulp is another example of a heterogeneous mixture because the solid and liquid pieces in the mixture. Homogeneous refers to a mixture that appears to be the same all the way through. For example, once Kool-Aid is fully dissolved, it seems to be the same substance, but there are actually different parts, which keeps it a mixture. Orange juice without pulp is also homogeneous because it appears to be one single substance. And that wraps it up, so adios and muchos gracias.